Good to have you yet again on the FTTV News Round. I am Isaac Wakalanga. Now here at the FTTV News Round, we had taken a hiatus from the news coverage, but we believe we are back to do it better and greater. Now, before I take you into the headlines that have made news within the week, allow me to remind you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to follow us on our Twitter and Facebook page. Now, moving into the headlines that have made news within the week. Number one, the Ntungamo Resident District Commissioner, Mr. Geoffrey Muchunguzi, has appealed to the government of Uganda to tax sexual workers within the district, saying that they are making a big kill from the activity and he believes that the government can benefit from it. Now, moving on, here within the city of Kampala, one of the police officers, traffic police officers, who was assaulted by an army official has come out to give his ordeal of the events that transpired during the occurrence. Now, the science teachers have come out to strike, calling upon the government to include them within the budgetary structure that is supposed to be signed and sealed within the next month of July. Now, this is the news in detail. Now, firstly, in the top stories that have made headlines this week, the Ntungamo Resident District Commissioner, Mr. Muchunguzi Geoffrey, has come out to appeal to the government to tax sexual workers within the district, saying that the business has become lucrative and many people are benefiting from it. Now, he has also taken another angle to the story, saying that the government should make use of these sexual workers by using them as spies, taking a narrative of Rahab in the Bible, saying that she was used by the men of God to spy on those that were seeking out for their lives. Now, moving on, within Kampala, the traffic police officer who was assaulted by one of the military officers along the Mukwano Mall along Chagwe Road next to Chiseka Market has come out to give his ordeal of how the events transpired. Now, we were not able to ascertain the name of the traffic police officer because the police spokesperson, deputy police spokesperson, Mr. Luke Owesigire, was unable to give us the names. Let's take a look at the ordeal by the traffic officer.
You know, in the evening always, actually, for us we call it a double-double. In the evening when there is too much pressure, too much jam coming from city center, we always cut off vehicles coming from Kampala, so that we can engage vehicles on both sides of the road. Actually, in the process, the double we had put was even now getting finished. There were like 5 to 4 vehicles on the right. So we had cut off the left because those vehicles going to Old Kampala, they were not moving now. So we are trying actually to cut off the left, allow the right to clear, so that we call vehicles coming from Old Kampala to move, to allow those who are actually proceeding there to also move. Then there are these red top soldiers, actually, these military police who came. When they got us when we had already cut off vehicles on the left. Actually, we are cut off vehicles on the left and we are allowing those on the right to move. They also came again and cut off the vehicle on the right, so we are allowed to move. We tried to engage them, we told them, you allow these few vehicles here to move, so that actually we can reduce on the pressure from up there, so that we can also access the road smoothly, minus any inconvenience. They tried to refuse, actually, there was a short guy, Brown, he refused. But the friend tried actually to understand us. The friend also went to him and told him the same thing, but still he refused again. So we had to go and engage on him to try to put in we tried to engage him so that he steps aside and leave vehicles to move, so that we can actually clear the jam very fast. But he insisted. So on that scaffold, he had to cock his gun. When he saw us going to him, he cocked his gun. So in that process, when he cocked his gun, I was like, this man has cocked the gun. Let me get closer to him so that I don't leave him a chance to shoot. Actually, in that process, when he saw me coming to him, he grabbed my collar, like this. He grabbed my collar, but I was just trying to avoid him assessing his trigger so that he could not shoot the gun. Actually, we were 2 of us. The other friend of his also cocked his gun. In that process, The friend actually, in that process, during that scuffle, as if he released a bullet. He released a bullet that hit somebody's car.
The friend?
And that very man actually was actually trying to avoid. He released a bullet and the bullet hit somebody's car. So when the friend saw that situation, he had to come and grab the gun from me. Yes, because he was trying to pull me to take me to their car. In that process, the driver of the car came out and separated us. He grabbed me, put me aside, and they also grabbed him. So we went back, we cleared vehicles, and we allowed those ones to move. Then from there, this man actually, whose vehicle was hit, parked in front of that vehicle that were not moving anywhere. Then there was some group of actually police officers. I think they were from CIA, CID, even these people of FFU came, general in duty. They tried actually to calm the situation down. They told this man, for you be patient, your vehicle we are going to take to Old Kampala police station. We are going to see how to repair your vehicle from there. As per now, let's first clear the road and we allow actually traffic to flow. The DPC Old Kampala also came and he tried to intervene. That's the same thing he said. That vehicle was driven to Old Kampala police station. He left me actually and my friend when I was controlling them. I think that is all.
Now, this is not the first time that such an incident has occurred whereby a military officer has engaged in a scuffle with either police personnel or the citizenry within this country. Now, earlier on in the year, one of the military police officers was involved in a scuffle with the Constable Robert Mukebezi when he found him towing a military vehicle that had been involved in an accident. Now, in the other story, the science teachers within the country have come out to strike against the exclusion from the next financial year budgetary allocations. Now, according to the National Teachers Union Secretary General, Mr. Philbert Baguma has come out to say that the strike by the Uganda Professional Science Teachers Association is justified. He has said also that the government has violated a collective bargain between the Uganda National Science Teachers Association, which was agreed upon earlier on between the two parties, saying that the teachers are right to strike because they have an agreement with the government. Take a look.
Going to class. And according to NEC meeting, the National Executive meeting, which is sat on 21st, beginning from 9th of May 2022, no going to class. All science teachers remain at school. Remain at home.
Now, moving on to the other stories, veteran politician Dr. Kizza Besigye was intercepted by the police in Kasangati in Wakiso after addressing a group of journalists around his home. Now, the veteran politician says that his initiative is to act as a wake-up call to Ugandans to rise up amidst the ongoing hike in prices of fuel, but also the power shift that seems to be happening within the government from the current president, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, to his son, General Kainerugaba Muhoozi. Now, take a look at the doctor giving the audio.
If I want to dig, I go and dig. If I want to go to town, I go to town. People in uniform carrying porridge in their heads. Who can't know that the condition of the country is so bad? What is it that I have done wrong that you should treat me like this? Because unless they kill me, which they have the capacity to do, but if they don't kill me, they cannot stop me going where I want to go. They also know it, that they are just delaying themselves. If I want to go, I will still go, whether they are here or whether they are not here.
So, Doctor, where do you want to go?
I told the media that from today, we want to wake up our people. who are dying quietly. We want to wake them up all over the country. People should wake up and demand what makes them to survive. And it is there. Well, this is just a minor hit. You know, this one we shall overcome. The process begins today. No turning back. You all know that we never turn back. No turning back until there is the changes that we want happen in this country. No turning back. And every citizen, so our first stage is to wake up every citizen. Get up. Don't die in oblivion. Get up and demand.
Now, moving on to the other stories that has made headlines within the week, but on a sad note. Now, close to 20 people died aboard the Link buses as it was heading to one of the destinations in Western Uganda. Now, the Ministry of Transport came up with a directive to close the services of the company. Now, the Uganda Bus Drivers Association Secretary General, Mr. Chobe, came out to say that the bus company is losing millions of shillings due to the closure by the Ministry of Transport. Now, Mr. Chobe came out to say that the government should take blame as well by fixing some of the narrow roads that are hard to maneuver by the drivers. Take a look. Now, moving on to the sports news that has made news within the week. Vipers has been announced as the 5th-time champions of the Uganda Super League. Now, Vipers has been able to clinch its 5th title of the Uganda Super League. Now, in the advent of this, they have been congratulated by the FIFA president, Mr. Gianni Infantino, upon reaching such a landmark. Now, moving on, former Express coach, Mr. Waswa Bosa, has been announced as the new coach for Gaddafi FC. Now, Gaddafi FC is quite a baby within the Uganda Super League, and it's taking strides to strengthen itself by recruiting quite a formidable coach within the country. Now, lastly, in the world of sport, the Union of European Football Association has come up with a new format for playing the Champions League. Now, the old format of 8 groups is totally gone, with now only one group comprised of 36 teams as the new advert. Now, in this group, the teams that are in there will be able to play 8 games in the first round. Now, the top 8 teams will be able to qualify for the next round. The other remaining teams, which are 24, will play a knockout stage whereby the top 8 teams will be able also to qualify to the next round of the knockout stages. Thank you. It's been good having you here at the FDTV News Route. Now, feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Now, it's been good having you. I believe that you will have a lovely week, and see you next time.